agrees with the president.
Wait, whoa.
I'm not kidding.
I'll stop. I can't even keep running both music.
Check this out. The president today dramatically changing student debt loans. And here's what Marco says. He tells us the president's proposal to expand the existing income-based repayment program may be welcome news for young Americans. However, he goes on to say, News Radio 1620, welcome into the show. My name is Brandon. Glad you are here. Basically, is what the president did today. He circumvented Congress, and he said, listen, here what we want to do. Your payments can be no more than 10% of your total salary to offer some insight, give us some help. You know her from, she's on each Tuesday morning at 10 with Wendy Summers on the Pensacola expert panel. It's Annalee Leonard, Mainstay Financial. Annalee, welcome into the show. How are you?
Well, I'm good, Brandon. Thank you. It's so good to talk to you.
Well, I'm glad you could be here. Here's what I would suggest, and I want to get your advice on this. When it comes to student loans and repaying them, what if you just don't pay them?
Worst thing you can do.
Because they'll come get you, won't they?
They will come get you. I mean, the thing is, if you want to be part of this new program, the number one thing they're going to look at is, are you paying and are you paying on time? That's going to be a number one. If you are really in hard financial times and you want to restructure it, kind of like, you redo your mortgage, you better be up to date. If you're not, they're not even going to look at you. And here's the biggie. This is something they're doing that they've never done before. They're going after people's Social Security.
I've heard that, yeah, they'll get you.
They're going to get you. I mean, they're going to either get you today or they're going to get you later. And the thing is, when you don't pay, they're putting penalties on these things on top of the interest. You'll never get out of it if you don't pay it.
All right, our guest is Annalee Leonard, Mainstay Financial, and you talk about the first thing they're going to do is look at and make sure that you have been making payments on time, things like that. It would seem to me almost it's like when the bank hits you up for writing a bad check. You didn't have enough money to cover that check, so what do? They hit you up for more money. It would seem like they would have offered more leeway for people that have legitimately had hard times making payments.
Well, and that's kind of what they're trying to do now, Brandon. These laws have been in effect for a very, very long time. And finally, they're being revised to say, if you're having a hard time, we're going to work with you, but you have to at least be making an effort. It's the same thing with the credit card payment. If you're not at least making an effort, don't go to that company and say, I need you to work out a deal with me. Because their thought is, you haven't even tried, we're not going to help you. So you've got to show that you at least have a good faith effort in there. Call them, talk to people. You know, everybody out there with a student loan can call, get a representative on there, talk to them about what's going on, where pay is, and see if something can be restructured for a while until you get a little bit more on your feet. But don't just stop paying. That's the worst thing you can do. It is your debt. You are responsible for it. And that's the biggie.
Now, what kind of advice? Because here's what I think. The other thing that I think happens, too, is, kids are in college. And as with a lot of things, especially when you are younger, you think, that day will never come that I'll have to start repaying. That day is just never going to come. What kind of advice? Because I know there's parents right now that have kids that are in college and they're incurring a lot of debt as they try to get a higher education. What can they be doing now to plan?
Well, again, the whole thing is you've got to today establish a budget of some sort, and you have to stick to the budget. So, as soon as you get out of school, whatever job it is that you get, and if the first job happens to be at a fast food place, so be it. That will be your income. You must build a budget around it. If your first job happens to be as an assistant at an attorney's office, you're going to have a little bit of a different budget than the previous person. But you got to put the budget together and you have to stick to it. I think part of our problem is we've kind of tended to teach people that whatever you want, you can have it now. You know, I want information, I get on the internet, I can have it now. I want to buy something, I can go in the store, whether I have money or not, I pull out plastic, I have it now. That is not a budget. A budget is, can I afford to have it now? And if I can, I got to save for it.
Instant gratification, that's for sure. Annalee Leonard, Mainstay Financial. She's on each weekday morning. As a matter of fact, tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock with Wendy Summers. I appreciate the advice regarding some new announcements today regarding repaying student loans. Annalee, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Brandon. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.